In the previous video, I demonstrated two-way data binding. Let us have a deeper look into how two-way data binding works. Let me clear the two-way data binding syntax from the input text element. If I now save and check the page, we can see that the input text element is blank. Let me revert back the code with two-way data binding and save. We can see that the input text element is pre-populated. This clearly demonstrates that the two-way data binding pre-populates the input text element with a value from app.title property. Here data transfer happens from component class to HTML template. Now let us see what happens when I type something in the input text element. We can see the changes are reflected in the above button labels and heading. When input text element data is modified, Angular automatically sends the modified data from HTML template to component class and updates the respective component property. Once the data is modified, it gets reflected in various other fields due to interpolation and property binding defined in app.component.html. Once I select app.title, we can see all the places in app.component.html where app.title is used. Now we will look into the two-way binding syntax. The ng model defined within brackets represent Angular specific syntax to represent two-way data binding. We used square brackets for representing data transfer from component class to HTML template. We used normal brackets for representing data transfer from HTML template to component class. Hence, Angular has defined two-way data binding with both square brackets and normal brackets to represent two-way data binding. The ng model defined within the brackets is the selector of the ng model directive from forms module. This directive contains the code to make two-way data binding to work. Hope this explanation helps you understand the syntax and workings of two-way data binding. In the next video, we will update the Angular architecture diagram with two-way data binding and directives.